Hello, hello, my beautiful, amazing friends. My name is Michelle Davison, and I am not a makeup artist. However, I am a stay-at-home wife, mother of 4, and a makeup enthusiast. And today, I'm not even going to try to downplay my video today because I am very, very, very excited. But first, a little outfit of the day. I'm wearing my cheetah gnomes. Whenever I wear my cheetah gnomes, it ends up being a really great day. So it's a little gloomy here in the Pacific Northwest. What better day than today for some cheetah gnomes? But I am super excited because I hinted a few videos ago at some new additions to my collection, and one of them came in. I have another one that's coming in. Well, the other one is coming in next week, but I am incredibly impatient and I want to dig into it. So that's what I'm going to do today. I picked up kind of on a whim. It's been in the works, I feel, for a pretty respectable amount of time, but biting the bullet was definitely an impulse purchase. I got the Pretty Grunge Palette from Hydra, and I have been eyeing this palette since it came out last year. And I kept telling Sean, I was like, man, this palette's just so beautiful. I really, really enjoy two types of makeup looks. I either enjoy very, very smoky or very pastel. So I'm on both ends of the spectrum there. And this was smoky heaven for me. Grunge, pretty grunge. I really am inspired by this little saying on the back, so I figured I would read it. Pretty grunge is a way of life. The time to rise up, rebel, and redefine beauty standards. And I just love that. I talk about Dion pretty frequently on here. She created the crazy troll nation of YouTube. I'm going to remember to actually link her down below. She's fantastic. She's all about self-love, self-acceptance, doing whatever you want with your makeup that makes you happy, even if it's not what other people might do with their makeup, how other people might want you to do your makeup. Doing what makes you happy, even if it goes against conventional beauty standards, because you set the standard for yourself. And I just think that's such a beautiful, amazing message. And she's such a beautiful woman, a beautiful human being. And that just really, really, really sticks with me. So when I read the back of Pretty Grunge, when I listen to Dion talk, Pretty Grunge is the palette that just comes to mind. And so anyway, I picked it up on a really good deal on Mercari. I told you guys my story time about how I submitted a really lowball offer on the palette twice, and my payment got messed up on PayPal, so my offers didn't go through. So when I went to submit my offer a third time, I accidentally purchased the palette for a full price, which was $29. So it was incredibly discounted already. I was just like, oh man, like she accepted my offer for like $21, $21.50, and now I'm paying $29. So I'm not going to be greedy. I'm not going to be selfish. It was a great deal, but that was just a little bit of a bummer moment. But I have decided, because Pretty Grunge is a palette I've waited for, this is the longest I've delayed a palette purchase. Usually when I eye a palette, I'll either buy it right away, I'll wait like a month, or I'll wait until like the next special occasion when Sean gifts it to me. But this palette, I swear I started eyeing it summer of 2024, if not fall of 2024, when it was announced. And I go through phases of talking about it and then just kind of letting it go, just deciding not to purchase it, just letting it go. And then I'll go through another period where I'm so excited about it, and then I'll just let it go again. And this time I was like, the price is right. The love for the palette is obviously justified because I have thought about this palette for so long. It's just time. So I've decided to do a no pan left behind on it because I've never done a no pan left behind, at least not intentionally. I'm sure at this point I've used almost every pan of eyeshadow in my collection just organically, but never intentionally. But because it's a new palette that I didn't need or really have any reason to purchase when I did, I want to feel like it was a good choice. I want to feel like it was worth it. And by doing a no pan left behind, I feel like that would be what I need to feel this way. First impressions of the packaging, it's nice. It is very Morphe-esque though. So opening up the flap, it's not easy. Like, I'm used to the Natasha Denona packaging where it's just kind of magnetic. This one, I feel like you really, and I don't have acrylics. These are my natural nails, obviously. I feel like I have to, like, intentionally, like, get my finger in there. Otherwise, I don't know. I just feel like it doesn't open very easy. Everybody knows what this palette looks like at this point, I'm sure. We are all no stranger to this. I did swatch a couple colors because I got impatient. But when I got this in the mail yesterday, the only shade that looked like it was touched by her prior to it arriving was Freedom, which looked like she accidentally dug her nail into it. That was not what I touched yesterday. Yesterday I touched Nirvana, Brave, Renegade, and Grunge. So I touched Grunge, Nirvana, Brave is at the top there, and then the other shadow color. So I don't know if I want to start swatching things. I don't usually. I feel like everybody knows what this palette looks like at this point. Like, I don't feel like swatching would bring really any value to anything but myself. But I do want to do a No Pan Left Behind. I'm debating. Rebel is just such an interesting color because it looks like it has green, like, specks in it. It's like purple green, which I feel like would be a really good companion to my Dirty Martini palette. I'm intrigued by Strong AF, Haphazard, Maverick. I'm intrigued by all the shimmers and special shades. I'm nervous about Rebel because it has obvious chunks in it, and I've never used any of Huda's bigger palettes. I had the small Mauve Obsessions for a while, but I didn't really use it until fairly recently. So this is my first, I don't even want to say new because I did buy Mauve Obsessions new, but this is my first midi palette with these special textured shades. And I haven't watched any reviews because why would I? I don't usually watch product reviews, which is probably one of my downfalls, just because I like to make my own opinions about things before it starts to get tainted by what other people are saying. However, I do watch Instagram stories. I like to watch Get Ready With Me's and that kind of content, and so people will often give their thoughts in those Get Ready With Me's, but I try to very much give them a grain of salt. I don't want to give too much weight before I've tried it myself. So I try. I am not perfect, of course, but I try to really allow my own opinions to be my own opinions. I do not know which shades I want to go into today. I'm thinking, purple is obviously, do I want to go into Haphazard or do I want to go into Strong AF? If you guys could have a vote right now, I think I'm going to do purple, but do I want Haphazard? Oh, wait, no. Haphazard's over here. Haphazard or Strong AF? Like, I don't know. Haphazard's just, Strong AF is more like drawing my eye right now. But Haphazard has that interesting, should I swatch this stuff? I feel like I'm just going to go in. I'm going to go in with Haphazard. That's going to be, so I'm going to do a purple smoky eye centered around Haphazard. Sean did my makeup yesterday, and he always puts my stuff in different places than I do. And so I start digging through my makeup bag. Where did he put it? I am finally coming to peace with where I am at in my makeup journey. And it's making things more enjoyable for me again. So I created my YouTube channel. Well, I had a YouTube channel. I started posting content on my YouTube channel because I wanted to build a community of project panners. I saw myself starting to want to shop more. And I didn't like that about myself. I wanted to be more minimalistic. Excuse me. I wanted to be more... I'm like hiccuping a lot. I don't understand why. I don't even know if excuse me is the right word, but I'm making like hiccuping noises. And I feel like I'm not always catching myself doing it, and I don't understand it. But anyway, I just didn't like it about myself. I wanted to stop consuming. I used to be a really, really good saver when I was working. And now that I am no longer working, I am heavily relying on my hobbies. So I'm up a lot by myself because I'm breastfeeding and pumping. And those early morning feeds and late night feeds are very lonely. So I have turned to consuming makeup content, which is why I probably reply a lot quicker than most people do to like DMs and comments and all that, because I simply see them more because I have a newborn and a toddler and children as well. So I'm up with all my children who have different needs all the time, which I really love. But it has kind of put me in this position where I'm consuming constant hauls, people playing with tons of different makeup, and are achieving empties a lot quicker than I was. And so that made me feel, I guess, compelled to shop more, even though I've never really been an incredibly big shopper, if that makes sense. Like, I've always been pretty good at managing money. I've always been pretty good. And I saw myself falling into this trap where I would say, okay, I'm gonna buy one thing and then return on my no buy. And then, okay, I buy that one thing, and then, oh man, I still don't feel satisfied. Okay, maybe if I buy just one more thing, then I'll be good. Then I'll be able to go on my no buy. And I saw this happening more and more and more. And I did not like it. I didn't understand why it was happening. I didn't like it. I wanted to stop. But the more I was like, okay, I'm done for real this time. Well, then I felt, okay, I'm going to go on this summer no buy. I know I told you guys that at one point a few videos ago. And then, okay, I'm not buying any makeup for the summer. Okay. And this made me want to buy makeup more than before I made that determination. And I saw myself telling Sean, okay, I bought something today, but this is the very last time I'm going to buy something today. And Sean has never pushed me in that direction. This really is just a me thing. Like, Michelle Davison, I wanted to stop consuming. And Sean was always like, I feel like you do better when you allow yourself to buy makeup and you don't try to limit yourself like this. Like, it's when you try to do this, I feel like that's when you feel more compelled to shop. And I was like, I know, but I have to stop. I see I'm doing the thing. I'm shopping too much. And it's stuff that, like, do I really want this? Or am I just shopping because I like to shop and I like goodies to arrive at my house, like a present to me from me. I like to have something to look forward to in the mail. And I've never been like much of an online shopper at all. I, in fact, never had an Amazon account or anything like that until I got married to Sean. I always preferred to go into stores and see things in person. I don't know. I've never been an online shopper, but with kids, and I don't like to take my small babies out into the world because I'm a bit of a germaphobe, and I mean that quite literally. I'm not saying that, and just to say it, I'm literally I'm a germaphobe, but I started to rely more on online shopping, and that's when I started to get into a lot of trouble because, okay, if things aren't exactly the way I want to return them, but oh man, it's only $20. Is it worth going out of my way to, drive to a store and return it? And yeah, I don't know. I got into a bit of a funk. So I have come to peace with the fact that I am never going to be a complete minimalist. I am never going to be able to because at one point I even threw around the idea, and this was very radical and crazy. I don't know why I thought this was going to work, but I was like, maybe I'll set a new rule for myself where if I want to buy a new something, I have to hit pan in the last of that thing that I purchased before I can. So I just bought the Pretty Grunge palette. If I wanted to buy another palette, I have to hit pan in the Pretty Grunge palette first. Well, obviously that's just adding a lot of unnecessary stress and not really going to work long term, because, okay, say blush, right? So I was eyeing the Charlotte Tilbury blush sticks. What if I wanted to get another blush? How do you measure pan in that? I have to use up the whole stick. I'm never going to get a new blush. It's not going to work. Or what if the Rare Beauty blush stick was the last one I got? Or blush, liquid blush. I have to use that whole thing up before I can get a new blush. You know, it just, I saw problems. I was like, okay, well, obviously that's not going to work. So now I'm at this point where I'm like, okay, it's okay to like makeup. It's okay to want to purchase makeup. I do have a little friend here, and I've put so much stuff on my face, so many combinations of stuff on my face. It's impossible for me to know what caused my friend, but I have not had a friend for, man, months, if not a year. So it's kind of weird to have a friend, but anyway. So I'm at peace with it. I'm okay buying makeup. I'm okay not getting through every single last bit of product in every single thing I purchase. But I do want to continue to play the games in the panning community. I think that would be good for me because it's going to stretch my creativity. And also, I think it is going to help me fill my circle with people who love makeup, who do makeup almost every day, who frequently do their makeup, but who aren't encouraging overconsumption and aren't encouraging spending. Do I want to just shame myself and put myself down and make myself just feel so sad every time I want to purchase makeup? No, I don't think that was healthy. I don't think that was good for me. I think that was being very counterproductive when I was doing that. But I just really want to be mindful, and I want to slow down, and I want to feel empowered and encouraged to use what I have without just constantly being encouraged or enabled to purchase. I mean, I was purchasing makeup at an astounding pace, and I am happy to report that ever since I kind of came to peace with, okay, this is where I'm at. I'm not where I want to be, but this is where I'm at right now. And you know what? I'm going to allow myself to be here and continue to keep my goal at the front part of my brain. But just stressing myself out was making my problem worse. It was because I would get sad. I would purchase something, and sometimes it was something I was excited about. Like, I started to do it with this palette, but this is a palette I am objectively very excited about. I started to feel sad, like, oh man, I did it again. I broke my promise. I promised I was going to be on a no-buy this summer, and I broke it, and now I'm, like, really sad about this. And being sad about it made me want to feel better, and wow, what better way to feel better than to buy more makeup? So now that I'm allowing myself the grace and the peace to purchase makeup within reason, within my budget. I've always been really good at staying within our budget. I have never had these issues impulse shopping before. And allowing myself to feel happy, because my husband works so hard so that he can provide everything that we need and a lot of things that we want. And these are my words. This is not Sean. This is all me. I feel like it's not fair to him that not only was I spending the money on myself, but I was not even, like, happy about it. Like, I feel like I wasn't being grateful enough. I was just like, I did it again. I did the thing, and I don't want to do the thing, and I'm doing the thing. And I don't know. I just feel like this is just a healthier thing for us all. It makes, I'm sure, I mean, I haven't talked to Sean about this yet, but I feel like it's going to make him feel more appreciated, because I'm so happy to have this palette. I'm so grateful to have this palette. It brings me a lot of joy, and my husband truly lives to see me happy. Nothing makes him happier than seeing me happy. Isn't that beautiful? It's so true, though. And I feel happy that I'm able to feel happy about things that I have. It's having a husband that provides for me this way is a beautiful thing, and I'm incredibly lucky, and I deserve to feel happy about that. So, and having a husband that supports my love of makeup and is so involved with my love of makeup, and it's just a beautiful thing. It's a great thing. And I am just happy and excited to finally be at peace with this, because I don't ever want to feel like I'm at war with myself over something that is my outlet and that brings me joy. I want to feel empowered. I want to feel all the things that makeup does make me feel. And so, while I am still on my slow buy, there's no shame in this. It's okay. So I did purchase this palette. I do have one more product that I purchased from Mercari. And then I did sign up for BoxyCharm and the Glam bag. I did do that. And I know that a lot of people say it's not worth it. And I know that as of lately, I'm taking haphazard. A lot of people have said, ooh, this is pretty. It's pretty. So I'm going to put haphazard on, and then I think I'm going to show you guys like a side-by-side, one eye with it, one eye without it, because this is not how I expected the shade to look. But I am actually here for it. A lot of people say it's not worth it. I would argue it is, at least for me, because yeah, it's $30 a month, and I don't expect every month to be a total hit, but if I can buy these subscription boxes and only spend $30 on makeup, rather than, like, and we real with you guys, this past month I spent like $500 on makeup. If I can save myself that extra little bit, then okay, well, it saved me money in the end, and it still made me feel complete, hopefully. I mean, I'm being preemptive with these. Oh, I was supposed to show you guys my eyes before I put that on there. See, I just start blabbering, and then I forget the promise. But anyway, so that's how I hope my BoxyCharm experience ends up being. I don't see any reason why it shouldn't, but I'm just hopeful, you know? Okay, I have haphazard on my lid. I have Beauty Chaos in my crease, grunge on the lid. Should I do Rebel in the inner? Or should I do Maverick? I feel like I want to do Rebel. Okay, Rebel is like wet. Oh yeah, there's chunks of glitter in that shade. There's chunks. Oh, man. Oh, that was probably a mistake. That was probably a mistake. Okay. I am still trying to figure out how to do the inner corner thing without it being too much. I have not yet found a way I am satisfied with it, but we're fun today. We're learning. It's okay. Pretty grunge, you know? And then I think I'm going to take some of Haphazard. Oh man, that got really, like, that's like down to here. The shimmer's like down to here on me right now because I took it way too much. I'm going to take, or no. Maybe I'll go in with Beauty Chaos again. Do the under. I have been seriously missing having some purple mattes in my collection. I obviously have the Tropicolor from Sydney Grace, but that's more of a, I mean, it is a shimmery purple. It's not more of it. It's a shimmery purple. My purple matte palette was my Norvina. I don't know what volume. It was a volume palette. And it went off. I was saving it for too long, and then it just went off, so I had to throw it away because it started to give me eye infections every single time I used it, which was sucky. It didn't feel good because I saved it, and then, okay, I saved it too long, and now it's not good anymore. Like, that sucked. But it's nice to have a purple, like some purple mattes back in my collection. One day I'm going to get better at winged eyeliner, like more consistent. Because some days I will do, like, you know, a pretty good job. And then some days I think I do a pretty good job on one eye, but not the other. And then there's days like today where either side would be fine, but they're both so different from each other. That I no longer feel like either side looks good because they're just way too different from each other, you know what I mean? But it's okay. I do really like the palette though. It's starting to blend really, really well. The Rebel shade intimidates me a little bit because it's just like chunky. Like, it's the same thing about the Morphe shadow sticks that I purchased. They're just chunks of glitter, and I have a hard time with that. I like shimmers. I don't really like big old chunky glitters. My kids, I took them to pick up some start of summer goodies from the store. So they're outside with my husband right now. I picked them up some T-ball equipment, some little paddles and balls, and obviously bubbles. And we have chalk and like art kits. And oh, we have a new, like, it's not a sprinkler. I mean, I guess it is. It's like a little maze doodad type thing. So it's like a sprinkler, but you can jump over a sprinkler. You can go under a sprinkler. You can go through. It's like a little obstacle course type thing for kids, but it's like a sprinkler. So obviously today is not a good day for sprinkler. We're having a very mild summer here, which I'm enjoying because while Washington usually has pretty mild summers, 80 degrees or really like 75 plus degree days are really hard for us because we're ill prepared for extreme weather. We struggle. If there's like any snowflakes falling, the world pretty much shuts down here because we don't know how to drive in the snow, and we don't have as much plowing as we really ought to for how hilly of a state we are. And then in the summer, most people don't have air conditioning. Most people just have fans. And if you have air conditioning, it's just like one of those air conditioning window units. It's not like a heater, you know, where it like does your whole house. We have forced air and air conditioning units. So extremes for us is like in the 30s or in the 70s, I would say. 60s is where we thrive here. Low 70s in the summer is nice, but even if you go to the playground when it's like low 70s, you won't see kids. It's too hot. We'll wait until 8 o'clock at night to take our kids to the park usually because we are not hot outdoorsy creatures, I shall say. But it's funny because there's other places in the country where it's like always 100 and they are brave, and you'll see them outside. I have glitter on my fingers. So I'm scared I'm using the primer I don't like. You guys should be proud of me. I know they say not to hate pan, but I'm doing it. I'm hate panning because you know what? I want these to be empty so that I can move on to things I want to use. But I don't feel like I'm allowed to until the things I don't like are gone. Like I want there to be a point where my collection is full of items I just love and adore, and I could blindly, I'm never going to do this, but, I could blindly reach my hand into my makeup bag and just pull one of everything, and I'm going to love the way it turns out. Now, obviously, I know that's not how it works. Like, makeup's obviously a little bit more complicated than that, but I don't want, I feel like I'm putting so much on my face today. I'm going to use my Sunvisor. I'm still trying to get into a good routine/habits with this thing, and it's the packaging. I think if the packaging wasn't so terrible, I feel like I could get into the habit of using a sunscreen more often, but it's because the packaging is so awful. Like, how many times I'm gonna count one of these videos, like how many pumps did it take to get my face full of sunscreen? Because right now I'm counting probably more than 20. And this is brand new. It's not that it's running low and it's having a hard time catching up. Oh, there we go. It's literally... So this, it was a free gift. And man, do I think I figured out why. But, like, I don't want to reach into my makeup bag, pull out something and be like, oh, it's this. I have to use this because this is still like taking up space in my life and I don't want it to. So I have to sacrifice the experience today so that that's one less tomorrow. I have to put up with squeezing this Sunvisor 50 times before I get enough product to sunscreen my face. I just don't want that. It's not enjoyable. I'm going to use this duo today. So Clinique and my Lumi. I just want my collection to be enjoyable. I want it to be manageable. So I don't want it to be, oh my God. And this is another thing. This is probably why people don't talk about Clinique. So Clinique, I have never rushed to purchase Clinique products. They don't excite me. They're just kind of mid, honestly. And I think it's the packaging. Because Clinique has been around forever. ever. Clinique is one of the oldest makeup brands, at least that I can think of. And it's never, I mean, as far as I know, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, I obviously am not very in tune with the makeup world, but I don't remember Clinique announcing like potential bankruptcy or having to sell to any other major company to avoid losing it all. Like, I don't remember that happening. So obviously Clinique has a following. Now, my impression of Clinique is that it's for people who don't really wear a lot of makeup. They maybe just work like, you know, corporate jobs, or they just like very basic, simple, everyday makeup routines. You know, they're not into trying a bunch of new makeup. They're not very experimental. And that's why their brand is very successful, because when you love it, and you keep going back to it. But the packaging, like at least for that particular foundation, the Even Better foundation, I find it to be garbage, because it's like hard plastic, you know? Like, I mean, okay, so I have a hand problem where like putting a lot of pressure on my hands is really, really hard for me and kind of painful. I'm going to use some of this powder. Anytime I use any Say products, so including this Sunvisor, I just feel like I get very, very wet looking. And so I just like to take the powder just to, I mean, I probably don't need it because it's just, I don't know. I'm not using like this tinted moisturizer or anything crazy like that, but I just want a little bit more matte. You know what I mean? But I think Clinique has an opportunity to do better, because they do have that tried and true following. And they just don't. And maybe I'm the only person, maybe I'm just a certified hater, and there's no reason that I have this opinion, and I just need to, I don't know, let people live their life and be happy and not criticize their brand. But seriously. Okay, so Sean repressed this bronzer and blush yesterday. Oh, it feels good. Okay. Megan actually suggested that I repress them because she knows that I am trying to get through them ASAP-a-rooney. This one has always had like a weird color on me, and the blush was just drier than dry. She's like, well, if you repress them, that might help. So I really took that to heart, and Sean and we filmed a video yesterday. I'm going to try to remember to upload that one before this one, but sometimes a week goes by and I filmed a bunch of content, and then I was like, oh man, I never uploaded any of it. I have to, and now I forgot what makeup I used and stuff, so now I have to watch my whole video back and find out what I even blabbered about that day and what makeups I've been on my face and do the description and all that stuff. So I'll try to remember, but if you see this before that, just know that Sean repressed this yesterday because of Megan. And I'm like, yeah, that's a brilliant idea. So here's what, oh my goodness. Here's what that looks like. I am ready for these products to be out of my collection. Ooh, wow, that's pigmented now. Oh my gosh. So, oh wow, that was a mistake. I was having no pigment, oh man, with this blush anymore. It was like worse than my blush toppers. It was not doing what I wanted it to do anymore. So I was using it as a blush topper, but I had to use like a bunch. Well, I've never repressed products before. These are the first two that I repressed. So A, apparently that makes it more pigmented, but B, I'm so used to going in with such a heavy hand, because it's what I've been doing, that now I'm like, whoa, that was way too much. And now I have to try to diffuse that, because wowzers. But yeah, it's just nice to finally be at a place where makeup once again is what I've always wanted it to be. I've always wanted it to be my safe my safe space of the internet. I wanted it to be a happy place. I wanted it to be positive, encouraging, and supportive, and really a healing environment, because there's too much other stuff in life and the world, and makeup doesn't need to be a stressful thing. So I was actually watching Lynn's Deck of Panning, Project Pan video, and she doesn't play with her Joker at all. And I really enjoy the sentiment behind that. So she would say, I don't need the extra stress in my life, so I am not putting my Joker in my hand at all. And at first I was like, oh, well, that's kind of a bummer, because my favorite part of it is watching people pull the Joker. But this isn't about me. It's not about my journey. And honestly, her content is wonderful and very enjoyable to watch, and I get very excited every time she posts. Joker, no Joker. That's just me imposing my entertainment on her. Like, that's her responsibility. You know what I mean? I had to get it off my heart, because I felt guilty that I had that thought, and I never voiced that to her, but I will before I upload this, just so she knows. But yeah, I would never impose that on somebody else. Like, I would never impose them feeling guilty about makeup purchases on them. I would never want them to not enjoy something they purchased because you said you were on a no buy. And so low, but still covering my face with product, so we're still working. I would always advocate for people doing what makes them happy, because that's what we're here for. We are here to celebrate our makeup journeys together, to watch us enjoy our beautiful things together, to play games that inspire us, to make friends that share similar interests. That's what we're here for. We're not here to put so much pressure on ourselves that we feel guilty for buying beautiful things that make us happy when we're able to, for enjoying the beautiful things that we have, for feeling the way makeup is supposed to make us feel. I wouldn't impose that on anybody else, so why am I imposing that on myself? It's crazy. So I'm not doing that anymore. I'm in a better place. Everybody has been so supportive and lovely and wonderful. And the Pretty Grunge Palette, I think, is going to be a very special palette in my collection moving forward, because this is the palette that really had me sit down and reflect and get to this point of peace and happiness and just all of that. I'm in a good place, I think, at this moment of moments. I don't want to keep opening the palette for the mirror, but the rest of the products I chose today don't have great mirrors, so I am going to hopefully not ruin my whole life right now. I am not a lip liner person. I feel like I ought to be. I don't know. I guess I subscribe to Cosmopolitan, like, magazine ideology, where you just go right in with red lipstick and it looks perfect. So that's what I do with all my lipsticks. But anyway, thank you for spending part of your day with me today. I had a lot I wanted to talk about and get off my heart, but I feel like I articulated things in a very accurate way. And getting it out there into the universe and letting myself feel that way and letting myself acknowledge that I feel that way, I think is just part of my journey here, my makeup journey and my personal growth. And I'm really excited to see where things go from here. But I'm going to bring you in closer for the grand reveal, of course. My blush, we're just not going to talk about my blush today. We are going to pretend like we all know. Sean's going to come in and be like, well, you like blush today. We're not going to talk about it. I'm going to take my picture like this today. But I had fun. Maybe it's okay. I mean, no, it's not okay. It's definitely not okay. But, you know, that pink in the eye look just brings it all together, you know? I'm really curious to see Sean's reaction. I might try to catch it on Instagram. But then I'm going to spoil this look, because this look's not going up today. But Anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate you taking the time to spend some of your day with me and listening to my talking myself through this journey of makeup, and always being supportive and always being willing to lend an ear, and for coming up with just the most fun games, because you guys really, really come up with just the most incredible fun projects, and I am here for it. So I hope that you will stick around on my journey a little bit longer. I've enjoyed having you here for as long as you've been here with me. And please, please, please do feel empowered to engage down in the doobly-doo and subscribe. And I always love DMs and messages, and when people respond to my Instagram stories, they like do the swipe up thing and type. I am here to make friends. I'm here to make makeup friends. I'm here to make panning friends. I'm here to make just friends in general. So please always feel empowered and encouraged to message and reach out in any way that feels right. So without further ado, I'll let you guys get back to your day, and I will see you soon. Bye!